Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Making our Christmas
Welcome to
memories.
Vlogmas! So today's video has been very, very requested, and of course I knew it would be because hello, we just had a baby and y'all want to see his room that we have worked so hard on over the past few months. I don't want to say 9 months because we didn't get started, of course, right away. So I don't want to say 9 months, but there is quite a bit of time poured into this room, and I love how it turned out. A little bit of backstory here in case you're new. This used to be our daughter's room. She got moved to her big sis, big girl room. We did a whole video about that if y'all want to go and look at that, the whole transformation. So that brings us to Ellis's room, and I had a vision for this room, and like I did with hers as well, and I made a mood board, figured out what I wanted it to feel like. I love a bright and clean neutral nursery, but I also want to have little pops of something I feel like that embodies their character or like their personality. And I know it's early to do that, especially when they're babies and you're doing it before they're even born. So I don't know, I guess maybe the personality or the character traits that I'm thinking they're going to have, that's what I kind of base off my design decoration ideas and stuff. So I'm really excited to share with you what we have put together. I always ask my husband for his input on what he likes. He pretty much gives me, you know, leeway, but I'm still going to ask him, especially with this one being a boy. I was like, look, I want you to tell me like what you like, what you don't like, what you want for his room. Of course, he still didn't like a whole lot, but he did help me a little bit more than he helped me with our daughter's room. So I'm really excited to share it with you. So let's just go ahead and jump on into it. Starting with the area behind me, since that's where I was already standing, we have the dresser slash diaper changing area. This area stayed the same as far as like the location, the placement and everything. The room stayed the same as placement goes, period. So wherever Mila's stuff was, that's where Ellis's stuff is. We love this dresser. It is the IKEA dresser, so unfortunately I can't link it. And with like production stuff, I know people have said it's nearly impossible to get any kind of furniture from IKEA right now, but if you can get your hands on one of these, I would highly recommend them for any room, but especially a nursery, because the height of these dressers is like perfect for changing diapers. It's made out of real wood. There's so much storage in this dresser. So highly, highly, highly recommend, and the price point is great. So on top we have the changing pad, which would also recommend. It's easy to clean. It was a fraction of the cost of like the more expensive ones that like check weight and the peanut one or whatever. So I will link that below. Anything that I can link, I will link for y'all down below in the description box. Also on the dresser is just some of our essential things that we need. It's mainly for Mila at this point. There is a little baby oil and some hand sanitizer and brush up here that he can utilize, and I don't mean we're putting hand sanitizer on him. I mean before we like change his diaper or after, it's for us, but everything else is for Mila. Mila still gets up here. We'll do her hair, you know, change her diaper up here. This is where all that stuff happens. Luckily, we don't have to do that as often anymore, you know, with her being 2 and all. So we don't have to do that as much, but everything, we just keep it over here in this little, like, they call them diaper caddies, but of course you can use them for so many things. Then up here on his little shelves, Mila also had a shelf system, but it was something totally different than this. And I wanted this to be different. I didn't want them to have all of the same things. I didn't want him to feel like he was just getting a bunch of hand-me-downs. I wanted him to have his own stuff. And I absolutely freaking love these shelves. I did get these off of Amazon, but I did give them a little makeover, so I did end up painting the wood part white. I felt like the stain of wood just clashed with everything else that we were going for in this room, and I love the contrast with those leather straps. And it also has little like gold or brass hooks that goes with it. There isn't much of that color in the room, but there's golden wood tones. I thought that would be a really nice addition to everything we had going on in here. And on the shelves, we just have our hospital bracelets that I need to put in his little memory book, his baby book. His little moccasins, him and Mila both have a pair of their own little baby moccasins. This plant thing was also in here in Mila's room, and I thought it was just perfect to drape over this shelf here, so I decided to leave it. And then this globe was actually bought for when we were planning Cody's man cave, which ended up coming to a halt because then we got pregnant with Mila. So then everything got like switched around, and then the man cave was no more. It became the playroom. So it worked out perfect because it is the perfect addition to this shelf because it is the color scheme that we were going for in here. The size is perfect. It was almost like the Lord was setting us up for success when we bought that. It's perfect up there. And the last thing up here is this mirror that stays with fingerprints on it. There's always fingerprints because Mila loves it. She stands up and she looks in it. I'm sure when Ayla starts, you know, standing up, he will also do the same thing because he is obsessed. When he gets his diaper changed, he loves looking at it on the wall. I don't know if it's the contrast of the black and the off-white paint on the wall. I don't know, but he grins and like, I don't know, y'all, he loves it. He just loves looking at it. This mirror is from Hobby Lobby and it was originally a brown color, but I ended up painting it black because that's the vision that I had for this wall, was the contrast of a black round, like a thick framed mirror, and it was hard for me to find it. That wasn't ridiculously expensive, so that was from Hobby Lobby, and it might have been like 20 bucks or something, like after their like 50% off sale. Now spinning on around, we're gonna come to, I guess, like, I feel like this in every nursery is like the heart of the nursery. Of course, this is the crib and whatever little, you know, decoration you decided to go above the crib. I just feel like this is just the heart of the room, and I wanted so bad to have a warmer, I want to say this color is called chestnut, the color of the stain of his crib. I wanted a warmer but also neutral wood tone when it comes to his crib. His sister's is white, and I had every intention of passing down a crib to all my kids, but then when we surprisingly got pregnant with him and Mila was still in her crib, I was like, I guess we'll buy another crib. So we got this crib. This is a Da Vinci, pretty sure it's a Da Vinci crib, and obsessed with the color. I just got whatever they had in stock that was in this color because I loved it so much, and I feel like it is the perfect stain color. Like, it's not too warm, it's not too orange or yellow. It's perfect, and I wanted to go with, I felt like it would be a great color scheme to like work with as he got older. In my mind, it was just perfect. For whatever reason, cows came to mind when I was thinking of his room, so that stayed on my brain as I was picking stuff out, and I'll get to that here shortly, how that played out. In his crib, we have the Newton baby mattress, which is wonderful. We also have the Solly baby crib sheet, also another one of our favorite brands. So if you don't know, that Newton baby mattress is breathable, which is very important. He doesn't sleep in here just yet. He does take naps in here, and he will nap with his docker top, which I know somebody might say something, but pump your brakes. We watch him 24/7. So when he does move into here, the good thing for this mattress is to keep it without a sheet. So right now I have a sheet on it for looks, taking pictures, this video, but it'll help when he starts rolling over to make sure that, you know, if his face is crammed in there, he'll still be able to breathe and all that good stuff. And then let's move on up here. We have his name sign, which is made by a wonderful small business that is no longer in business, but you can find these name signs all on Etsy. I know somebody's going to ask me about this little throw here on the side of the crib. This is another very favorite small business of ours. This is a Great Baby, and she made amazing quality custom things for babies and kids. We have swaddles. If you guys remember the Meet Our Baby video, both Mila's and his, the swaddles with their names on them, they come from her. These are just really, really great quality. Both kids have this same Minky blanket, and they have these for older kids, and she might even have like even bigger ones. Don't quote me on that. Would highly recommend. These make amazing gifts if you have a friend that's expecting and they told you, maybe you know the themage of their room and the baby's name. These would make a wonderful gift. Especially these are my favorite, and her swaddle blankets too. I'll show you another one in his closet when we get over there. One thing that's different in his room than was in Mila's room is that we have a new camera system this time around. We went with the Vava instead of the Infant Optics, so we needed one that was going to have a split screen, and the Infant Optics I think went back and forth between cameras, and I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to see both of them. And like I said, he naps in here throughout the day. One of his naps happens to be when hers is, which is a godsend. So we can see both of them while they're down. Right now, it is perched over here on the crib. Mila's was the same way until she got older and started touching it and knocking it over. So it will stay here for the next little bit. My goal is to find a cute shelf, thinking like a exposed wood looking kind of shelf. I don't know, I gotta find it in my head. I can see it, but I gotta be able to find it in the store and just put it over here on this wall. This is like the best angle to put it on that wall. So once I find that, maybe I'll show that in a vlog whenever I do all of that. And of course, since it's Christmas time, we have his cute little tree, which I have showed recently in our Christmas home tour. If you did not see that and you want to see the rest of our home decked out for Christmas, then you can go watch that. We did switch out his curtains. I love these. They have the tiniest little detailing of like a khaki brown pinstripe that goes down them. These are room darkening and they're from Target. Down here on the floor, with this little situation we got going on in here, Mila's hand-me-down rocking horse for him. We also have the Love Every playmat. He's not using the playmat part just yet because he's not really, you know, playing. So we just utilize the frame there to hold some little cute black and white toys and stuff to get his attention while he's laying there on his little snuggle me. And then of course the rug, I love it. It is a washable rug. Didn't really pay attention to that when I was buying it. It's not like my ruggable rug that has like a mat that goes under it. So this is just like a thinner rug. I do love the quality of it. It's hard to vacuum. So I have to let our robot vacuum come in and he's able to vacuum it, but my Dyson will almost suck it up every time. So I gotta be really careful with it. Over here in this corner, we have our very comfortable, my most favorite purchase I've ever purchased for either baby, and that is our gliding, rocking, reclining chair. It is my favorite thing, one of my favorite things in the house. It is so comfortable. I love the fact that I've been able to rock both of my babies in it. I spent a lot of time in this chair while pregnant with both of them. It is super sentimental, and when we move it out of their nurseries, I plan on moving it into my bedroom, like in a corner or something in a new house. Like, I'm not getting rid of this chair for the you know, next foreseeable future. I want to sit in it forever. But of course we did change up the styling of it. So his blanket is from his grandma. Him and Mila both have one. These are the Pendleton blankets, and she said she's going to get them embroidered with their names on them, which will be super nice. So I'm looking forward to that. That goes here. We just leave it right there. And then this pillow, I feel like complements it so well. It pulls out that brown, but it also brings a texture into the room. And the little leather zipper, I love that little touch. That's from Walmart, and I just so happened to see that randomly one day. The picture is the same picture. It is a neutral picture. I feel like the saying is perfect for any baby, so I felt really good about leaving that there, and plus the size of it was just perfect. I just love seeing that when I'm walking into the room. It's like one of the first things I see when you open the door. So I decided to leave that. And then of course you gotta have a table because I do breastfeed him quite often in here. I'm not gonna lie, I breastfeed him everywhere in the house, but this is one of the most popular spots, especially when he gets older and we once again start sleep training. I will be coming in here in the middle of the night. So this table is very nice to have next to this table. And right now it has a lamp that I searched high and low for. It's come from Hobby Lobby, so I can't link that. It was around 30 bucks after the 50% off sale. The table, I think, came from like Home Goods or something. And then of course our sound machine. We have 3 of these and would highly recommend, if you need a sound machine, buy this sound machine. It is the bee's knees. We love it. And then Mom's on Call. I just like to have it there because we're starting to do like schedules and routines, and it's just nice to have it to reference back what we should be doing right now. This wall looks very similar to when his sister was in here, but we did change out the pictures inside of those frames, and we did change some books around. So we moved the books that were bought for her, and then we moved in books that were bought for him. There are a lot of really sentimental books, and I like to put those really important ones to me up on the top so that Mila can't get to them. As mentioned, I had cows on the brain when I started planning his room, and we do have quite a few cow things. He has a cow wubbanub, he's got cow print burp cloths, there's cows on one of his blankets. Like, I don't know what it was about the whole cow thing that I just felt was super fitting. And these Highland cows, pretty sure that's what they're called. I want these like in real life. I want to have them. Cody is somewhat on board. you know? So anyway, that's a story for another day. I felt such a connection with the baby cow and the mama cow, or is it a daddy cow? I don't know, but I felt something when I seen that, and I felt like it was perfect for this room. And then moving on, we had ABCs in Mila's room, and in case you don't know, Cody has said the ABCs to both of them while I was pregnant, and he says it, you know, once they're born. It is one of Mila's favorite things to say, and she's really good at it, and he still, you know, says it with Ellis, and now both him and Mila say it with Ellis, so I'm looking forward to the day that he starts saying them. So she had a little, I actually designed hers and his. I wanted his to go with his room design, so I really love how that turned out. And then last but not least, this is a piece that if I don't explain it, you won't understand. His monogram, it spells out elm, like an elm tree. And elm trees are very strong and, you know, like well grounded and rooted. And I was like, oh man, I really love that. And I ended up looking up a verse that would, you know, coincide with that. And that is Jeremiah 17:8. And I will put that down below. I really loved that, and I thought that it would be a perfect addition to have an elm tree up there with that verse. A little look into his closet. You guys have seen this some. It's the same setup as before with Mills. He does have some of his like swaddle blankets here, also some car seat covers. We have some hats, some teethers, some little teether holder toys. Just not a whole lot right here because of course he doesn't wear bows and stuff. That's what used to go here. And of course we have some clothes, some baby carriers in the far back. Just some random stuff. It's actually not too terrible in here. It's normally like a hot mess. Mila likes coming in here and making a mess, so try to stop her from doing that. But right now we have all the 0 to 3 month stuff here, 3 to 6, and then 6 to 9, and that's really all we have for him right now. I don't like to go too far out because he's a growing boy and there's no telling what size he'll be in and when. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed getting to see little man's room. It is a peaceful place for all of us. All spend a lot of time in this room, so I wanted it to be a place that we would all enjoy, and I definitely think that we do. If there's something that I didn't touch on, that where it come from or didn't link it, just leave me a comment down below and I will try to get to it when I can. Times are hard these days, but I know you guys, hopefully you guys understand that. But we look forward to seeing you here again tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas, and I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye.
Baby,